what is next for you, for the team, for your children, maybe on a personal or business level, whatever you're willing to share as we cap off this episode. We've held you hostage for long enough.
Well, I'd have to say for me is that my role is to teach, share my experience with my sons so that they are comfortable in managing and growing the business from an investment standpoint. That's what I think, and I think the direction should be that they should try to do some deals on their own and continue with sponsors, right? I think that's beautiful for our investors, and I think our investors like that. I think that's the future where we go, because even if we don't do deals, just like I said, we sell deals. All of a sudden, it's like one deal can turn into three deals, and three deals can turn into nine deals. It grows. So I think from the standpoint, as much as I love this, and I do love doing what I'm doing, I don't feel like the past 40 years I ever really came to work. I just enjoy doing it. First working by myself, literally, with a building manager and working for my mother and my kids. I've been blessed that way. But I do know that we all have a certain time to get off the stage, right? That, I'm 65 years old. I'm in relatively good health. Made a lot of money in real estate. I think I should be spending a little bit more time visiting my grandchildren, going on cruises, playing golf courses throughout the world, not just the United States, because as we all know, nobody's immune. My health is going to change, and I will not live forever. Why wait until I'm 80? A friend of mine is a lawyer, and his partner said, at 80, he was going to retire and move down to Orlando, right? And he could have 10, 15 years down there because a lot of people live to their 80s and 95. Guess what? He retired at 80 and died at 81, I don't know what that's going to be, so I want to have a different venue, I enjoyed college, but I was only there for 4 years, right? So I couldn't stay there much longer. We all have to move on. So I feel that part of me needs to move on because I want to look back on my life when I hopefully am older and say, okay, I did this, I did this, I did this, and I did this. I don't necessarily want to die with my boots on. I don't want to die in my office when I'm 85. There are people who do it, who work. I'd like to be involved in some way if they still need me, but I'd like to enjoy. I just last year I joined a country club, which I never thought I could afford and never thought that I'd be able to enjoy it. And I invited you guys to enjoy it with me. I enjoy doing things like that, and I think that that's part of life. So I want to enjoy that. So I think, therefore, if God gives me good health, that there should be a transition, that I should be in the office less, and my children, my sons, and Rinat and other people who work for me should be able to continue this because it serves the family very well, and we have a lot of investors, and it serves them as well. They feel us, they like our comfort level, and they're doing well. So I think that's the future of Park Row Equity Partners.
Well, Alan, thank you so much for being a friend to us, a mentor to us, a partner to us, and being part of the Lone Star family and ecosystem. I'm sure many people, Ilya Gamer was actually specifically requesting and waiting for the show, so shout out to Ilya for being on the episode before this, but we look very forward to releasing this to the world. But before we do let you go, if someone wants to invest with you, work with you guys in the future, present you a deal potentially, how can people find you and reach out to you and the family and the Park Row team?
Well, generally, we have an email or a website, parkrowequitypartners.com. They should look for that, and I think that that would be helpful. And they'll see what we are, and they'll see our generational thing and around the country, and they'll appreciate what we do. Is that we are very careful with people's money, because I remember that when I had a small amount of money, how valuable it is. And even though I can afford to lose money now, I don't look at that as something, because I can't afford to lose any other people's money. And as that cliche goes, we all work hard for our money. At Park Row Equity Partners, we make sure your money works hard for you.
I love that. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being on the show.
I thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Great
and
pleasure.
For the audience, for listening, we appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next